Hello out there and welcome to this week's edition of Friday Night Fever. I'm Jim Holder. He, of course, is the one and only Andy Lee. Well, I guess there are other Andy Lees, but this is our one and only Andy Lee.
I've been told many times there's a punter in the NFL named Andy Lee.
Yeah, but he doesn't count. This Andy Lee's the one that counts. Thank you so much for joining us. Is week number 8 already. We're halfway through because there's 16 weeks if you count the state championships. Had some of those games on Thursday, which we're going to discuss a little bit later on. So this is kind of 2 nights of this, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it makes sense. Fall break, a lot of students want to get their vacation on, right. So they skip out on the Friday night fun, but there are still plenty of games tonight.
We never had a fall break. I'm old. I don't know. Scores are on our ticker, by the way. You'll see scores from Thursday and Friday, by the way. Let's begin with our busy lad game of the week, which was tonight. It was Houston at Hatley, and this turned out to be a pretty good game. Our first time at Houston for a busy lad game of the week, and the Hilltoppers and the Tigers taking the field, of course, in honor of William Anderson. Houston, Hatley, their first drive, with Raven Pressage here running it for 10 yards. The cheerleaders like that. A 9-minute drive for Hatley to start the game, Andy. This is going to result in a field goal from 36 yards out.
Ball control.
Good. Yes, Tigers are up early, 3-0. In fact, they would take a 10-0 lead because Houston would fumble. Hatley would start the second quarter with it. Micah Turner calling his own number in there for Will Cantrell. And a 2-yard touchdown. 10-0 Tigers at this point. They're looking good, but you know Houston's got Jalen May, and boy, he can do everything. Just keeping it for a 15-yard gain, and that will go for a first down. And then May, after a hard hit, taking it to the ground there, he'll give it to LaJarvis Juice Ewing as the Houston faithful brought theirs tonight. Good crowd by both teams. 16-yard touchdown. It was 10-6 Hatley at the half. Houston comes back in the second half. Boy, Hatley played them tough, but Houston very tough as well. One of the top teams in the state. Houston winning this one 33-17.
9-minute drive. I love that. All right, it was homecoming at Boonville. Caitlin Grice becomes the first black homecoming queen in Boonville history. The Blue Devils hosting Alcorn Central. Sign of things to come here on the opening kickoff, muffed by Alcorn Central and recovered by Boonville. John Daniel Deaton under center. He'll find Cameron Young. Young gets himself a first down, and then Deaton will roll right. He'll fire one to Davion Price. So Boonville in business in the red zone, and watch this, one of the prettiest catches I've seen all season. It's Deaton to Price again in the corner of the end zone.
Wow. Makes
the catch, gets the feet inbounds. All Boonville tonight, they win this one 46-0.
Blue Devils still undefeated. Pontotoc at Amory, and teams getting ready before the game. A lot of fireworks in this one, Andy. Opening kickoff, here's Amory's Darius Smith. It's going to be a nice return, break some tackles, but watch what happens here. He's going to fumble the football, and Pontotoc will recover. And you don't want to do that against a team like the Warriors because they would waste a little time. Here's Gabe Harmon down the sideline, inside the 5. And then Pontotoc not done. Justin Carter out to Caleb Hobson. They got so many weapons. Good pass, good catch, 7-0 Pontotoc after the extra point. Panthers, though, would answer. Hunter Jones looking around. He will find Jay Hampton. That's going to go inside the 10-yard line. And Amory has a first down. Everybody's fired up. And then Jones going to take this in himself here. He'll score the touchdown. And a little Johnny Manziel there.
No.
And all Pontotoc in after that, though, as the Warriors. Amory tied it at 7, but Pontotoc goes on to win by the final score of 45-7.
It was also homecoming at East Union. The Urchins hosting Walnut tonight. 8-0 East Union late in the second quarter. Ty Walton finds DeJuan Hubbard. Big game into Walnut territory. And then later in the drive, Gage Fellows. A nice first down run that keeps the drive alive. But on 4th and 20 from the 32-yard line, what do you draw up? Walton to DeJuan Hubbard. Kind of a screen pass. Hubbard does the rest, takes it 32 yards to the house, and East Union takes a 14-0 lead. But the Wildcats would get on the board before halftime. Kevin Hurley hurls one deep. Watch Chris Perry come down with it. That's a touchdown right before the half.
Wow.
But yeah, very nice. But East Union wins this one big, 42-12.
Big win for the Urchins at home. All right, Itawamba AHS at Shannon. And Shannon, the Red Raiders were leading this one 28-7 in the second quarter. Indians a little trickeration here, but it's a double pass, and it's picked off by Shannon's Jadarius Marion. So Shannon is back in business. They couldn't be stopped in the first half. Watch this. Eric Rogers, the Wild Raider, will call it. And Rogers running right past me. That's a touchdown, 34-7. I stayed out of the way. Red Raiders would go for 2. Jatarius Clifton makes it 36-7 Red Raiders. But right before the half, Indians are going to answer. Jackson Orr looking for Leadon Bryan. He will find him for the touchdown, cut it to 36-14 at halftime. This one was going late. It is gone final, I'm told, and Shannon is going to get the win in this one by the final of 55-21. It's a very impressive win for the Red Raiders at home.
Myrtle hosting Middleton, Tennessee. Last game for the Hawks this season, looking to finish 7-1, and they would. No problem with Middleton tonight. A.I. Nugent, big run for him into Middleton territory, and then why not? Nugent caps off the drive with a touchdown. He finishes the season with over 1,500 yards. What a season for A.I. Nugent. Next, Myrtle drive. This time it's Ethan Hunt with a long touchdown run. All Myrtle tonight. They win this one 46-8. So first varsity season, finished 7-1. Nicely done by them.
And they won their last 7 in a row. How about that? Congratulations to the Hawks. Great season. Center Hill at Saltillo, and it was homecoming tonight at Saltillo, but the Tigers were down 14-0 in the third quarter, but they're driving. McMurphy here going down inside the 5-yard line, so Saltillo's in business. Cheerleaders wanting a touchdown, but Mustangs here with a goal line stand. This is 4th down, and Center Hill's going to hold, so it remains 14-0. Now they're deep in their own territory, about the 2-yard line. Saltillo's defense trying to get a safety or turnover, something. They're hanging in there. Saltillo had another couple of chances on offense, but in the end, Center Hill's going to spoil homecoming for Saltillo as the Mustangs win this one 14-0.
All right, big-time 4A showdown down south. Louisville hosting Noxubee County. The Wildcats riding a 5-game winning streak heading into this one. Check out the opening kickoff. Jaqueline Smith of Noxubee County fields it and makes a bunch of Wildcats miss, gets the ball into Louisville territory. So a good start for the Tigers. The very next play, first play from scrimmage, Christopher White looks deep and finds Kysaiah Pruitt to set the Tigers up with a 1st and goal. Almost scores, not quite. White finishes off the opening drive with a touchdown pass to Pruitt to give the Tigers the early lead. Following a Wildcat drive, Dre Shoemaker looks up for Albius Haynes, and the ball bounces off 2 defenders. Haynes somehow still able to come down with it. The Wildcats would finish off that drive with an Elijah Wilkes field goal. This one lives up to the hype. But in the end, Louisville edges Noxubee County 27-26.
Very, very tight game. This next one, not so much. Greenville at Starkville. Starkville suffered its first loss of the season last week in Greenville. Well, they had to pay for it. Luke Altmaier finding Jatavius Lucius to give the Jackets a 42-0 lead. This is late in the second quarter. This Hornets versus Jackets, by the way, so you knew somebody was going to get stung, and it is the Hornets. Aaron Coates of the Hornets taking the direct snap, met by a group of Yellow Jacket defenders for the loss. Under a minute to go in the half. Altmaier looking for his big man, Jatavius Jones, and he is denied by Antonio Moore. Rodriguez Clark then will take the screen pass to help get the Jackets closer. Penalties would set the offense back, at least on this drive, but it only temporarily set them back because Altmaier to Malik Brown in the corner, 49-0 at halftime. Starkville goes on to win by the final of 79-0, largest margin of victory in school history. In fact, with the most points they've scored, if I'm not mistaken. So a big win tonight for Starkville as they bounce back. All right, WTVA's Evan Hensley's been in the Golden Triangle tonight covering. He covered those last 2 games that we just saw you, and he joins us now live with a recap. Evan.
And Jim and Andy, it was not a good night if you were a Greenville Hornet. I mean, Starkville Yellow Jacks just came out swinging. I mean, this is a team that was mad after its first loss against Northwest Rankin last week, and it came out 79-0. Absolutely dominant performance by both the offense, and especially the defense. This is the fastest second quarter I've ever seen in my life. And like you just said, this was the second most points the Starkville Yellow Jackets have ever scored in a game, and the biggest shutout in school history. Next up for Starkville is Madison Central when they head on the road next week. For now, reporting live out at Starkville High School, Evan Hensley, WTVA 9 News.
They kicked him out of the stadium.
Well, it was over early. It was over early.
I don't blame him.
Well, at least they kept him in the parking lot. At least he gets to come home after this. It's been a long drive for Louisville and Starkville.
Oh, no kidding. You guys said it best. Someone had to pay for last week's loss to Northwest Rankin, and that someone was Greenville.
And it was Greenville, unfortunately, for them. But Starkville and Madison Central will be a good one next week. It'll be a very great one.
Very good.
Won't be 79-0,
No.
I'm pretty sure. We have an Instagram contest. Not 79-0 either, for Band and Cheerleaders of the Week every week. Earlier you saw Houston win our Game of the Week, but Hatley wins the Instagram vote for Band and Cheerleaders of the Week. So we're going to hear from the Hatley Band in just a second, but right now the Hatley Cheerleaders are going to take us to the break.
We're Hatley Cheer and you're watching Friday Night Fever.
Our Band of the Week from Hatley was just getting into that. Louie Louie by the Kingsmen. It was band night at Hatley, by the way, so they had all the bands out there of all ages. So great job. Congratulations to them. Welcome back to Friday Night Fever. Jim Holder and Andy Lee. Scores on our ticker. We'll continue with those. We continue with highlights. Andy Lee.
That's right. Belmont at Manatachee. Head coach TJ Seago looking on. Hey, there you go, kid. Head coach TJ Seago looking on for Manatachee. The Mustang defense, Caleb Hartfield with a tackle for a loss. Manatachee cheerleaders fired up. A few plays later, Belmont with a quarterback keeper, Garrett Rooker, end around for 15 yards. Gets Belmont on the board, and of course the Cardinal coaches like what they see there. Next series, Belmont hands it off to Trey Williams for a 5-yard touchdown. Final score in this one was Belmont 63, Manatachee 22.
All right, Marks Palmer at Water Valley. The Blue Devils, they are ranked number 5 this week, tied for 5th in the AP 3A poll. And yards are hard to come by, but this one, Katarius Rucker giving the Dragons fits, a hard 6 yards there. Then Katarius Tolbert trying to punt 29 yards deep into Dragon territory. Defense forced a 3 and out. There was a face mask penalty. 1-yard run by Rucker on 3rd and goal, and Blue Devils will get on the board 6-0. The PAT was no good. Water Valley's defense, very key, did not allow a first down conversion the whole first quarter. Sacked by Nate Murphy. Down in Marquis Cooks. They go for it on 4th down, and Blaine Clark hitting Tolbert on a rollout for a 4th down conversion. And Rucker would score again, this time from 11 yards out. 13-0 at that point. Water Valley continuing to roll. Their only loss has been to Winona. 48-8 was that final.
Earlier we were at Manatachee, now to Moorville we go. Steve Bass Field, Troopers hosting Caledonia. Brandon Edmondson under center for the Confederates. That's a 45-yard touchdown pass to Jadarius Gore and the Caledonia Palm Squad liking what they see. Next series for the Confederates, Brandon Edmondson from 3 yards out calls his own number on the score. Caledonia gets the win tonight in this one, 34-19.
All right, time for our social media center. Daniela Oropeza out this week, so that means Shantae Sumter is in. Shantae, what is going on?
Hello. Thanks, guys. Excited to be here and excited for another night of high school football. We've received a lot of good pictures tonight. And as you know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and a lot of schools showed their support. Here are the Houston Hilltopper cheerleaders celebrating with those pink wristbands. And then also we have the Noxubee County cheerleaders stopping and posing for a quick picture before their game at Louisville, looking good, ladies. Another Hilltopper fan also showing support for the breast cancer awareness at tonight's game against Hatley. And look at the Hatley Tiger mascot showing lots of school spirit and support with the pink beads. Just look at those teeth. And Gridiron Girls supporting their Hatley Tigers. How cute are these young ladies? And we got some early entries for the social media desk. These Calhoun City Wildcat fans enjoying a victory over East Webster last night. Bruce Trojan cheerleaders were also wanting to get into the action after their game last night against Baldwin. And this lovely group also enjoyed our game of the week tonight. And this is probably my favorite picture. Look at this. What a beautiful queen. Here's West Point's homecoming queen, Malaysia Moody. And of course, we cannot forget about the king looking handsome as well. And thanks to everyone for the pictures. Don't forget to be sure to join us next week and send your photos using the hashtag WTVAFNF. Jim and Andy.
All right, Shantae Sumter, thank you so much. By the way, those Gridiron girls from Hatley, they do a little bit of everything. They help on the sidelines, they help in the concession stands, talk to several of them before the game, and they just do quite a bit. They've been doing that for a couple of years now.
Good ambassadors.
Exactly. They did a good job there at Hatley. Friday Night Fever, it is Jim and Andy. Scores are on our ticker, as you know. We're going to go back to Thursday night now, all the way back to Thursday night for some games. We'll start with Potts Camp at Biggersville. And here we go. The Cardinal Band cheering on their team after a first down. The Lions were up 22-0. Biggersville, by the way, ranked 5th in Class 1A. And the Lions here, Quay Davis running for a first down. Well, he's had a big year, hasn't he?
Sure has.
Biggersville's cheerleaders would like a score before halftime. You know what? They would get it. You know how I know? Because I shot this game. And I was there last night. And I've done this highlight a few times. So I know. Quentin Knight to a wide open Dylan Taylor. 30-0 at halftime. Lions roar to a 38-0 win.
East Webster at Calhoun City. First quarter, no score. Calhoun City's Chardarius Hill. He's going to get into the highlights 3 ways: special teams, defense, and offense. But for special teams, Hill takes it 80 yards to the house. The PAT is no good, but the Wildcats take a 6-0 lead. Now, East Webster looking to answer. Stephen Betts is going to hit Kevon Patterson on the sideline. Big gain into Calhoun City territory. But a few plays later, Betts is intercepted by Chardarius Hill. There he is again in the highlights. Special teams, defense, and now the trifecta. Offense. Hill caps off a Wildcat touchdown drive with this run. All Calhoun City last night, 35-6.
All right, Bruce at Baldwin. It was pink out night at Baldwin for breast cancer awareness. Bruce is up 13-7 in the third quarter. Baldwin's Maddox Ritchie, he's going to be sacked here by Quan Gates and Garrett Gray. And Michael Gray's Bearcats were forced to punt. Bruce on offense, back to throw, but quarterback losing the handle. Kevrick Ritchie pounces on it for Baldwin, deep in Bruce territory, and Bearcat fans are fired up. And then lots of Ritchies here. Maddox Ritchie again finding Jacoby Williams. Watch him here, takes it down to the, looks like he'll score, but no, he's kept out at the 4-inch line. That was the last play of the third quarter. First play of the fourth quarter, Dustin Wyland will finish the drive. He's going to run around for several yards, but he only needed 4 inches, and he's finally going to get it. That's the go-ahead touchdown, and Baldwin would go on to win this game by the final score of 21-13.
Kossuth at North Pontotoc. The Vikings trailed 13-0 at the break, but they kicked it into high gear in the third quarter. Corley Hooper will connect with Brendan Fields on a 35-yard touchdown pass after the PAT. That makes it 13-7 Kossuth. Aggies trying to respond. Matthew Bobo finds Kenner Mills for a Kossuth first down, but the Aggies would turn it over on downs. Ensuing Viking possession, it's Hooper to Bo Howell for 6 more. All Vikings in the second half. North Pontotoc wins 28-13. Vikings improve to 8-0. They'll host or take on Boonville next week, Battle of Undefeateds.
Yeah, that'll be a big game. Another big game for last night, TCPS at Okolona. Teams taking the field. Eagles with the football. Kai Holliday will fake here the pass out to John Avery Harrod for a 25-yard completion. First down for the Eagles. Holliday would then give to Cody Coggins up the middle. 10-yard touchdown run. Extra point no good, but it was 6-0 TCPS. Okolona, though, answering at home, as you knew they would. Victoria Stanfield up the middle for a 5-yard touchdown. Okolona. All Okolona from there. Chieftains win this one by the final of 46-20.
We also had Choctaw County at Aberdeen, a tie game. They're at Lester Miley Field, 12-12 late in the second quarter. Choctaw County quarterback Tylen Carter gets it to Desenzo Miller up the middle for a 4-yard touchdown run. 2-point try is good, and it's 20-12. Chargers, now Aberdeen's turn. Fred Fields rolls to his left, gets out of trouble to find Tay Johnson for a 30-yard reception. Makes it first and goal Wildcats. Fields would call his own number, score a touchdown. Choctaw County goes on to win this one 26-18.
It's a big win on the road for Choctaw County.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's going to do it for Friday Night Fever. Of course, we got all more games and more scores rolling in. So a few of these games went late, but we will update them at WTVA.com. We'll also update them on our next show, Friday Night Fever on Fox. It will begin shortly on WLOV. If you haven't watched that show before, just like this one,
Flip on over.
Flip on over. 10:35 on WLOV. It's a great show, and we hope you tune in for that. For Andy Lee and our entire staff, I'm Jim Holder. Everyone behind the scenes did a great job. Have a great night and a better weekend. Take care.